Let me start with something important. This is not a panic video.
This is not a doom video.
This is a reality check.
Because right now, the San Francisco 49ers are winning games, stacking victories, and sitting exactly where a contender should be. And yet, if you watch closely, if you really pay attention to how these games are being won, something becomes very clear.
The margin for error is getting smaller.
Not gone.
Smaller.
And in the NFL, especially in January, margin is everything.
Championship teams are not just defined by talent. They are defined by how much they can survive when things go wrong. Missed tackles, bad weather, one injury, one bad quarter, one mistake.
The best teams absorb those moments and keep moving.
Right now, the 49ers are winning, but they are not absorbing mistakes the same way they used to.
That is the conversation nobody wants to have. Let us rewind for a moment.
Earlier in the season, when this team was at its most dominant, games felt different. The offense was explosive, but more importantly, forgiving. A bad drive did not feel fatal. A missed throw did not feel like the end of the world. The defense could erase errors with one dominant series.
That feeling is gone.
Now, every drive feels heavier. Every stalled possession feels louder. Every defensive stop feels necessary, not optional.
That does not mean the team is bad.
It means the buffer is shrinking.
Let us talk about the offense first.
Brock Purdy is still playing winning football. He is making good decisions. He is protecting the ball better. He is managing games instead of forcing them.
But notice what that requires.
It requires precision.
This offense no longer overwhelms teams with sheer volume. It wins with execution, timing, discipline, staying on schedule.
That is impressive.
It is also fragile. Because when an offense is built on rhythm instead of brute force, one disruption can break the flow. A holding penalty, a dropped pass, a missed block. Suddenly, the drive is dead. Earlier, this team could overcome those moments. Now, they often cannot. That is not a quarterback problem. That is a structure problem.
The 49ers offense is built to be efficient, not reckless, and efficiency demands perfection.
Now add injuries into that equation. Not season-ending injuries. The quieter ones. The ones fans dismiss. The ones players play through. Those injuries reduce explosiveness. They turn big gains into medium gains. They turn separation into contested catches. They turn confidence into hesitation.
Again, not collapse. Compression.
Now let us talk about the defense.
This is where the conversation gets uncomfortable.
The defense is still talented, still smart, still well coached, but it is no longer terrifying.
Earlier in the season, opposing quarterbacks looked uncomfortable from the first snap. Now they look prepared. They are calm. They are willing to stay patient.
That tells you everything. The 49ers defense has shifted from chaos to control, from disruption to discipline. That is a conscious decision. Fewer risks, fewer gambles, fewer explosive mistakes allowed. But also fewer explosive plays created. When you choose control, you accept that drives will be longer. You trust tackling. You trust coverage. You trust communication. That works in the regular season. In the playoffs, it leaves no room for error. One missed tackle, one blown assignment, one late rotation.
Touchdown. The defense no longer wins games by itself. It complements the offense.
That is fine.
Unless the offense stumbles. This is where margin disappears.
Now layer coaching into this.
Kyle Shanahan is coaching with intention, with caution, with long-term vision.
He is not emptying the playbook. He is not forcing matchups. He is not chasing style points.
That tells you he believes this team will be playing meaningful games late. But it also means the offense is not practicing chaos.
Chaos is uncomfortable. Chaos is ugly. Chaos is necessary in January.
Teams that only win clean struggle when games get dirty.
Now let us talk about the playoffs.
Playoff football is not about your best version. It is about your worst moments.
Can you survive a bad half?
Can you survive a turnover?
Can you survive losing momentum?
The 49ers right now are built to win clean games. They are not built to survive messy ones. That is the danger.
And fans feel it, even if they cannot articulate it. That is why wins feel stressful instead of satisfying.
That is why leads feel fragile.
That is why every injury report feels heavier than it should.
The margin is shrinking.
Now here is the part that matters. This does not mean the season is doomed. It means the window is narrow. And narrow windows demand discipline, health, and timing.
Everything has to line up.
The quarterback must be sharp.
The offensive line must hold.
The defense must tackle perfectly. The coaching staff must call the right game at the right moment.
There is less forgiveness than before.
That is not a criticism.
It is a reality.
Some championship teams win by overwhelming opponents. Others win by threading needles.
Right now, the 49ers are threading needles.
That requires focus.
That requires maturity.
That requires luck.
Now let me flip this, because this is important. A shrinking margin does not mean the window is closed.
It means the stakes are higher.
If this team stays healthy, if the offense stays clean, if the defense tightens in the red zone, they can beat anyone.
But if things unravel even slightly, there is less room to recover. That is the truth.
So what should fans watch for going forward? Not scores. Not stats.
Watch how this team responds to adversity.
Watch the first drive after a turnover.
Watch the defense after giving up a big play. Watch the sideline after a stalled possession. That is where margin shows itself. Because championship teams do not panic when things go wrong. They absorb the hit and keep coming. The 49ers are being tested in that area right now. And the answers are not fully written yet. That is why this season is so fascinating. It is not about dominance. It is about survival. It is about threading the needle through the NFC. It is about whether discipline can beat chaos, and whether perfection can hold under pressure. This team is good enough. The question is whether they are resilient enough. That is what January will decide. And that is why, even while winning, the margin matters more than ever.